Hey y'all, Rick Sky here, and I appreciate all y'all's questions and your suggestions. Actually, my audience, y'all that are watching this, have been more helpful than GoPro Support has been. And I find it interesting, and you probably found that video of mine, one of my previous videos, I think it's had about 20,000 or so views now, about about my GoPro HERO9 issue. So many people volunteered helpful suggestions. GoPro even commented on it. Of course, GoPro never followed through with providing any sort of support. So my GoPro HERO9 Black is still broken. Now keep in mind, my GoPro HERO9 Black that's broken, it's my second GoPro HERO9 Black, because the first GoPro HERO9 Black also failed. But the first one, and I'm guessing that's before GoPro severed their GoPro Support and put it in. I don't know what's up with GoPro Support, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, that one was actually replaced. But then the GoPro HERO9 Black that I have now also failed. Again, it hasn't been subjected to water. It hasn't been subjected to abuse. There's no reason the camera should have failed. And again, you can watch, you're watching my channel now, but if you track back, you'll find that I've been using GoPro since GoPro HERO2. So I would hope to feel that I'm a confident GoPro camera user. I know how to use them. I know how to troubleshoot them. And again, troubleshooting was not an issue until GoPro HERO9. I've had nothing but great experience with GoPro until GoPro HERO9, and I've taken them all over the world. But so again, with my GoPro HERO9, I've reached out to GoPro Support by way of chat, by way of phone. I have gotten nowhere. GoPro Support seems to use a script. GoPro Support seems to be a completely separate business unit from GoPro. Because I asked, I said, well, can you put me in touch with someone that can help? Can you put me in touch with GoPro Customer Retention Department? What can you do? And then they go down this little spiel. And again, I've spoken with multiple people at GoPro Support. They just go down this little script. And I said, well, can you confirm your mailing address, please? I'd like to send GoPro some snail mail and share my disgust with this GoPro support group. Oh, we're sorry, sir, we can't do that. And I'm like, okay, well then I'll look it up. So what I did, I obtained GoPro's snail mail address. You put a piece of paper and put a stamp on it, put it in the mail, and I wrote a letter to GoPro corporate several weeks ago. Never received a response. What I didn't do with that snail mail letter is add a signature required, signature, so when it was delivered that I would know. I didn't add that, so that was a failure on my behalf. But then I got to thinking about it, and after calling GoPro Support back and still getting nowhere, I said, you know what, I'm going to do something different. So what I did, and again, the mailing address that I used, GoPro, obviously a publicly traded company, you can look at their publicly available filings and you can get the street address for GoPro from those public filings. So I looked at an annual report for GPRO for GoPro and got their address. And what I did, I put in a padded envelope my GoPro HERO9 Black that's failed, no battery. I didn't have to deal with the lithium and all that stuff on the shipment. So I just put the camera itself, and I included a note. And the note reads, GoPro. Enclosed is my failed GoPro HERO9 Black camera. It has not gotten wet, nor has it been physically abused. This is the second GoPro HERO9 Black that has failed for me. This is the camera that GoPro shipped to me to replace my first GoPro HERO9 Black that failed. I had purchased that camera directly from GoPro.com. After multiple escalations with GoPro Support, they failed to resolve my issue. It's obvious that they're not part of your organization and simply follow customer service support scripts. I obtained your mailing address from your 2022 proxy statement that is linked on your website, GoPro's website. Hopefully this letter and malfunctioning camera has landed in the correct and capable hands. Again, I mailed this to GoPro headquarters. Please repair or replace this camera. I've included my return shipping address below. I also wanted to mention that I've been a loyal and happy GoPro customer since GoPro Hero 2. Having not one but two GoPro HERO9 Black cameras fail is unacceptable. Even more unacceptable was the poor quality customer service that I received from GoPro Support. Hopefully my camera will enable your team to identify the product flaw. As you can see, this camera has not been subjected to abuse, nor has it gotten wet. So they'll have my camera, and at the time of watching this video, they may already have my camera. I did signature confirmation, so when that package arrives, I mean, somebody's, assuming that they haven't closed up shop, somebody would have to sign for the package, so I'll get acknowledgement that it's been delivered. And if the package gets lost, obviously I didn't insure it because it's a worthless paperweight at this point in time. But if it does get lost, I think all shipments may be protected up to $100 US. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's more of a, at this point in time, it's more of a making my point that, your customer service is unacceptable, and basically, hey, here's my camera. Here's my camera. What can you do? What will you do? So what are they going to do? I guess I'll find out, and when I receive some feedback, if I receive feedback, hopefully I do. Hopefully I receive more than simply the package delivered acknowledgement from the carrier that I used to ship the camera to them. Hopefully I get more than that, but it's a shame that I had to go to all of this. I didn't have to go to all this trouble, but I wanted to go to all this trouble because customer service is important. And in a situation like this where you've got a customer, myself, which verifiably I've been using GoPro since GoPro Hero 2. Check out my YouTube channel. Go back year after year after year. Check out all of my GoPro videos. I'm not making this up. I'm not some guy that went out and bought a GoPro and trying to create a bunch of ruckus. No, it's failed, and I know I didn't abuse it. I mean, there's some older GoPros. I banged them into rocks. I've jumped off boats with them, swam through caves on the rocky coast in the Virgin Islands. Been all over the place with GoPro. And again, until GoPro Hero 9, no problems. And again, this is my second GoPro Hero 9 that failed. The first one, I was actually backpacking in the Smoky Mountains, and it was powering off. It was doing all this weird stuff, and it was unreliable. So, that first one, anytime I hit record, I didn't know if it was going to fail or not. Had the most recent firmware, hadn't been abused. But, GoPro did replace that first GoPro Hero 9 Black that failed. But it's unacceptable that two GoPro Hero 9 Blacks have failed. To me, that signals a product design flaw. So, the good thing is that I did ship the camera. Now, whether or not GoPro does anything to stand behind their product, who knows? I mean, at this point, my confidence level is, in the past with GoPro, prior to GoPro Hero 9, it was, to a 2 thumbs up. And then after my first GoPro Hero 9 failed, I'm like, okay, maybe that's a fluke. So I kind of went to like right there. But then after my second GoPro Hero 9 Black failed, my opinion's going there. And then after dealing with their customer service, my opinion is there. It's in the gutter. It can't get any lower. So, hopefully GoPro will read my letter. Number one, I got to receive my package, and I'll know because I did signature required. Number two, they got to open the package. They've got to go to the effort of, using a letter opener or whatever and opening that. And then they've got to read the letter that's included. And then they got to look at the camera and say, okay, well, there's obviously no water damage. There's no physical damage. I mean, there's hardly even any, hairline scratches on the camera. So, it's in great shape. Even, even if they don't replace it or repair it, at least hopefully they'll provide some feedback. Because at this point, and again, at this point, regardless of what they do, unless they really come through in a way that I couldn't envision in my own mind, they've lost a loyal GoPro customer for life. And I know they don't care. They're a for-profit company now, and they've gotten so big they don't care about the little guy with almost 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that posts a bunch of GoPro videos. They don't really care about that anymore, or do they? you know, I do want to give them the last, my last opportunity, and that is bypassing their GoPro Support, because I have discovered, and I'm 100% certain, that GoPro Support has zero allegiance to the GoPro company. I mean, I've deciphered that, you know, during my multiple dealings with GoPro Support. They don't care. They operate as a separate business. Again, they wouldn't, GoPro Support would not provide me a snail mail address. GoPro Support would not provide me a customer retention department contact. GoPro Support would only read their GoPro Support script. So they did absolutely nothing for me except waste my time, and you know, I wasted a significant amount of their time as well. But you know, that goes to show if that's what I'm up against, if I did get another GoPro in the future, which I'm not going to, but if I mean, unless they repair or replace the one that I sent to them. But it really makes me think, is this a camera, number one, that's reliable? Well, unless they fix the reliability problem with the cameras that are newer than the GoPro Hero 9, I think they've got a GoPro Hero 11 out now. Unless they fix the reliability issue, then I couldn't confidently take it out in the backcountry or wherever and film, because I wouldn't feel confident that my GoPro would capture the footage. And actually, that was one thing with my first GoPro HERO9 Black that failed. I had performed about it was like a 40-minute hike, and I wanted to film the entire hike, just the entire hike, and post it, you know, every step of the hike, and I got back to discover that the video was corrupt. So, you know, that was, again, reliability is important. Reliability is important for the person that's capturing these adventures, because adventures often aren't something that can be repeated. You know, it's a one and done opportunity. And if you don't capture it, if your camera fails, you've missed out on it. So, you know, the warm and fuzzies are no longer there, since I've not only had one, but two GoPro HERO9 Blacks that have failed. So that's, for the first time ever, has made my confidence level with GoPro next to nothing. It's always been great prior to GoPro Hero 9. You know, I'm trying to be fair with this. And you can look back and look at my videos, my GoPro videos from many years ago, and you'll see some of the awesome footage that I've been able to capture with GoPro cameras. But yeah, the reliability concern, and more importantly, the GoPro support. You know, when I'm the customer, not just a first-time customer, but a customer that's been around since GoPro Hero 2. The only reason I didn't get GoPro Hero 1, I didn't realize at the time why I needed an action camera. But then I did, you know, with GoPro Hero 2, and since then I've I've purchased almost every GoPro. There were some models that I skipped, but yeah, for GoPro customer service, GoPro support to just treat me like trash, I mean, that is unacceptable. And you know, if I was GoPro, if I was part of GoPro's management team, I wouldn't allow something like that to exist, because it paints the company in very negative light. And I mean, it's, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I go out and buy a GoPro, and my GoPro fails, and it's not the product of abuse or getting it wet or any sort of misuse. And then, you know, I'm pretty much just told to kick rocks because, well, you bought the GoPro, it's failed. You know, and then they go down their little script with this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, look, you know, I don't, if it was something I had broken, I would understand that. You know, I'm not here trying to get a freebie. And that's one of the reasons I shipped the GoPro to them. I mean, if they do nothing, if they throw that GoPro in the trash, hey, it's not hurting me. You know, what was I out, $10 or so to ship it? I mean, it's not hurting me, but it's proven a point. It's proven a point. They do have the opportunity to make wrong right. They can repair the GoPro I shipped to them, or they can ship me a replacement. You know, I didn't say, hey, I want a newer model camera. I just said, I want it repaired or replaced. If they send me a newer model camera, that's fine. If they send me another GoPro Hero 9, as soon as I get the Hero 9, I'm going to sell it because I don't want a Hero 9. I can't trust it. But if it's a newer model, I might actually keep it and play with it and, you know, give GoPro the benefit of the doubt. But, you know, at this point, I don't know what, if anything, they're going to do. But the one thing I do know is that unless the package is lost in transit, that I will be notified when the package arrives because it's signature required. So, you know, I'd like to post a positive update to this video, but regardless of what happens, I will be posting an update. But the main thing is, I just wanted to raise awareness that yes, I am very irritated with GoPro support, and I can't hide that, and I'm not going to hide that. And you've watched my channel, you've been a subscriber for a long time, you know how much I love GoPro cameras. And again, they've enabled me to capture a lot of really cool content. But the fact that this has happened to not one, but two of my GoPro cameras is absolutely unacceptable. So I'm dealing with two failed cameras, I'm dealing with customer support issue. It's not something I should be dealing with. I'm the customer. The customer's always right, and I am right. And when they open that package and they see that GoPro, it has no damage, they need to, you know, this is GoPro headquarters I shipped it to. So, you know, they should have resources there that can say, okay, well, this is why it failed. You know, we've got a product design flaw. Or if they don't have resources there, they can, you know, I'm sure they got a computer and they can communicate with their manufacturing facility and say, hey, we got this GoPro that's messed up and it shouldn't have. You know, it's you know, there's no water damage, there's no physical damage. You know, we may be dealing with a product design flaw here. And I'm confident they are, because for two GoPros to fail, that is very strange. And again, I didn't abuse them. They didn't get wet. So it's not like something I've done as part of my workflow. Keep in mind, my workflow has been the same GoPro HERO2 through present. I mean, I haven't changed the way that I use GoPros. I haven't changed the way that I take care of my GoPro cameras. So it's, you know, this has really irritated me. And it pains me to have to post this, because you know how many GoPro videos I've posted throughout the years. And I've enjoyed filming with the GoPro. And I hope GoPro makes things right. You know, I don't want to say they're not going to, but the fact that their GoPro support group is not part of GoPro, that is very clear. If my package, since it is going to GoPro corporate, if it lands in capable hands, hopefully somebody will say, well, God, this customer is really irritated. Because how many customers are going to ship their camera to the you know, the corporate mailing address and include a letter explaining everything, and basically just saying that they're, you know, I could have been rude, but if you that letter I read earlier, if you know how to read and you read that, you can read between the lines and realize that, you know, this is saying your GoPro support group is worthless, and it is. So, you know, if nothing more happens than GoPro realizing that, you know, their support group is flawed, and they take my camera, you know, I guess technically they could probably just throw it in the trash, and I may never see that camera again. But again, the $10 or whatever it was to ship, that I paid to ship that GoPro to them, that to me is worth the opportunity. You know, whatever the response may or may not be, at least. And again, they could make it right. You know, I could have a repaired GoPro show up and I could be happy. Who knows? But I will keep y'all posted. And if you haven't noticed, this has really irritated me, because again, GoPro has always been one of my core tools when I go out and do this adventure travel. So, and speaking of that, I picked up an Insta360. So, regardless of what happens with this, if GoPro makes it right, yeah, I'll probably still use the GoPro if they send me one. But if not, there's no chance in the world I would ever buy another GoPro. I mean, if their corporate headquarters can't get things straight for me and do what they should have done, what support should have done without haggling with me, if they can't do that, then I'll just, you know, I'll be switched to Insta360 for life. Also, DJI makes some really good action cameras now too. But you know, it's disappointing when you've purchased years and years and years of GoPro mounts, and you've got, I mean, I've got a GoPro mount for almost everything, and just to have to discard that because, you know, a company has changed and they don't they don't produce a quality product and they don't stand behind their product anymore. But maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, you tell me. I know that I put way too much effort into this, but the fact that I've put this much effort into it, if I don't get the response that I deserve, that tells me right there, never buy another GoPro. But if they do make it right, I may consider. But, you know, obviously I will always be a little bit skeptical when I'm out in the field. Is this GoPro going to fail? And if it does, will they just tell me that there's nothing they can do about it? And that's the other thing. It's frustrating. But I'll keep y'all posted. I just want to provide this update. And more importantly, thank all of y'all. I mean, viewers, you've come through with all kinds of suggestions, everything from trying different batteries, which I've done, different cables, which I've done, wall jacks versus computer power. One individual even said, okay, well, if you place this text file on the micro SD card and power on the camera, it should initiate a factory reset. I've tried everything and I haven't gotten anywhere. So, and kind of looking back at what could have possibly introduced the problem, I did purchase the GoPro Media Mod from GoPro, the Media Mod kit, not a third party, but the GoPro branded Media Mod. And this failure occurred not too long after using that. So I'm guessing, you know, is there something in the GoPro Media Mod that could have caused the GoPro HERO9 Black to fail? And that's a really far-reaching curiosity because, again, I mean, my first GoPro HERO9 Black failed, and I never had a GoPro Media Mod for it. But the second one that failed, you know, connecting it to the Media Mod was one of the last things that I did before it died. So I don't know if that interfacing with the camera triggered something. Who knows? I put way too much time, way too much energy into this, and this is my last, my last Hail Mary. You know, reaching out to GoPro. Hey, here's my broken camera. What you gonna do? You know, that's where it is right now, and we'll see if GoPro resolve my issue or if they just continue to post comments on this video and my other videos like, oh, well, you know, we need to help out or whatever. That's the funniest thing. I've got a comment from GoPro on one of my other videos, and they're like, oh, we want to help, this, that, and the other. Total fluff. They just wanted to post a comment on social media because there were some things said about GoPro that didn't seem to be positive. And they weren't positive. Fix it. But don't tell me you're going to fix it and then not fix it. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll keep y'all posted. Thanks again for your feedback, your support, and you know, maybe GoPro can come through this. But if they don't, they lost customers for life. Thanks for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe. When you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRick Sky here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.